showcasing the boys of summer. Time for another edition of the Sports Cage Regina Red Sox Report on 620 CKRM. Brought to you by Unifor 594. Energy workers, putting the care in career since 1942. Safety is our business.
Yes, time for the Regina Red Sox Report. I'm Tegan Whitco with Dave Thomas, Curtis with us as well, and our next guest. Joining us live in studio on the corner of 12th and Rose, Rye Pothakos, Director of Recruiting and Baseball Operations, head coach as well. Coach, thanks for taking the time and coming in.
Thank you for having me here.
So, Rye, a couple of weeks into the season now. How important is it to start stacking those wins early in the year if you want to stay in the hunt for the top of the standings?
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out a little bit. We've lost 5 one-run ball games, so right in every ball game, we beat some good teams, that are above us, but we got to put it all together now. We still have 4 guys coming, and they'll be here this week, so we're looking forward to that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just going to ask. It seems at times, like you said, all the one-run games is what stood out to me. I'm like, oh, okay, you win here, and then a couple down, then up. But is that frustrating? Is that team building? Like, one-run ball games are tough.
It's not frustrating. You see it, we're right there. So we're with everybody that we play. We haven't really, met anybody that we're worried about or that we think that we don't match up against. So we're in good shape.
Well, and the WCBL is certainly tight, especially because you have so many games into such a small period of time. At what point is it still too early to be worrying about the standings? And then when does that tipping point come where you're starting to scoreboard watch a little more closely?
We never worry. I'm confident in our team. You saw last year,
Mm-hmm.
You get into the playoffs, we were a little above 500, and you put it all together at that time, and that's when it counts. The last 30 games is when we, want to see improvements along the way.
Your pitching staff. Boy, I tell you, you've got some guys that can throw the ball. Tell me about them.
Yeah, we have a good staff. Baker, Crabtree's been good. Cannon's been good. Our back end is good with Fowler and David Gordon. So, we got a good group of guys that can really pitch.
And then you get offensive support from Brady Bye and the likes of which there's all the tools there right now in the toolbox.
Yeah, we're excited about what we have. We got, like I said, we have 4 guys coming in. Mons will be here on Wednesday, so he was our center fielder last year. So that'll, just tighten up the outfield a little bit, and then we're on our way. We'll just get our lineup set and go from there.
So who are the other 3 guys that are still going to be coming in?
We got Bucci, Mullins, and we just signed a Beezer, a kid from Quebec that's in the Northwoods League that's not getting enough innings there, so another pitcher's on his way as well. So.
Okay.
So when you're signing a player, do you have to say, we can get you this many innings, or how does that conversation work?
Well, we're fortunate to have relationships all over the, North America. So this player was not getting enough time there, and they have a real deep staff in Wausau in the Northwoods League, so I know the coach there. So he called me and said this kid is good but needs innings, and thought of us, and, we brought him in.
Thus far, you haven't gone on one of the big extended road trips into Alberta. Is that a good thing that you haven't had to go and play that number of games in different cities when you're in different beds trying to find different food, or would you like to get on the road for a bit?
Sometime on the road is good for gelling a team together. We're looking forward to that, but we got to just get some consistency right now. We have a real good team, but we just have to play consistent baseball.
You look at Moose Jaw, they went on a heck of a run. They won, 8 in a row at one point, so they were rolling, starting to find some consistency. Saskatoon had done that as well. What do you see around the division and the teams that you're facing?
Well, as you said, it's tight.
Yeah.
We're top to bottom, on the east side is really tight. On the west side, a couple teams are starting to run away with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just, we have to get consistency, and we'll figure it out.
So after a doubleheader gets rained out yesterday at Curry Field, now you have a long stretch of road games in front of you here before you're not back at Curry Field until this upcoming weekend. So how do you keep the team focused during those longer stretches on the bus?
Well, we have some road games, but we're close, right? We're Moose Jaw, Weyburn, Swift Current, so they're not overnight trips. Mm-hmm. So it's come and go trip, right? So
a long time on the bus together.
A lot of time on the bus together. They play some cards, we have some fun there and a little bit of gelling going on that way too. So we're ready to go. We don't fear anybody. We're ready to go.
How does it work for the athletes and the coaches? So, for example, you're preparing to play a doubleheader yesterday. At some point, the decision is made, hey, we just can't go. I'd imagine that as an athlete, you're ramping up for the game and you have to all of a sudden, okay, wait, we got to put this on pause. I'm going to have to take a break and do it again tomorrow. How do you handle that as a coach, as a manager, knowing, and a player, knowing that you're going to have to change your routine on a dime, really?
Well, what they do is we just open the clubhouse at like a regular basis, and they have an opportunity to hit in the cages there. So there's some sort of a consistent time frame. Mm-hmm. But, they need some days off too, because, as you said, now we're going to pack in a number of games here in a short period of time. So rest is always good.
If you look at the Blue Jays, and maybe it's because their pitchers can't seem to get beyond 3 innings. Sorry, my own little beef there. But you obviously have to manage your pitching staff in a doubleheader situation. How do you start to plan, and how far in advance can you plan, knowing that one night you may need the bullpen more than you do the next night?
Well, each Monday we set the rotation for the week, and this week, as it happened, we'll have 2 extra games, so we'll just add some spot starters.
Okay.
That we're comfortable with, that we can stretch them out, and they're 7-inning ball games. So if they give us 4, then we're back into the bullpen. So things work out that way. I mean, there's some planning involved there, but we knew we had some doubleheaders coming up, so we work with that this week.
So do you work with the athletes when it comes to the rest? Like, obviously, every athlete needs a different amount of minimum rest, maximum rest, whatever the case may be. Do you work with the athletes? Is that a conversation between you and them?
Well, as a starting pitcher, you pitch once a week, basically. So our bullpen, we just ask at each game who's hot and who's not. If you're sore, you just, we have a sheet where they sign, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Then as the game goes on, we just, as the situation warrants it, we go to the guys we feel in that situation will match up.
How much do you build your roster and your deployment of the roster in game around matchups?
I like the later innings. I like the left-right matchup.
Yeah.
But early on, I mean, it's your best pitcher. That whoever we draw that day is their day up.
Yeah.
We start with that. So as you get into the game time management, as you get in the 6th, 7th, 8th innings, you start to match up a little bit there.
How are the divisional rivalries shaping up? I know that you said it earlier, you're going to go out there and you're going to beat them, no matter who it is, no matter where you are. But is there still a little bit of that rivalry brewing between Moose Jaw Regina Saskatoon? What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, Moose Jaw and Regina, we've always had a good ride. But, Saskatoon's starting to, get there too, right? And it's a lot of fun for the fans. And, we welcome that. We welcome that for our guys as well.
I'm sure there's also a little bit of added energy in that ballpark now with all of the recent upgrades that have taken place this season.
Yeah, the guys are really enjoying the upgrades. The new scoreboard and everything was, a lot of things have been done to Korea. It looks real nice.
Nice to have replay.
Nice to have replay, but there's a little bit of pushback from the league on that, so we can't show too many replays in case there's a close call there, and then the fans get on the umpire. So there's a little pushback.
No, that's never happened in a WCBL game. Come on,
not too often.
The one takeaway so I went with my kids and a group of younger players, and so the one takeaway that they had immediately was the wooden bats. And the question that they had was, do you have to do anything different with a wooden bat than what you would do with aluminum?
Yes. Yeah. Well, with a wood bat, you have to have more contact and more barrel for the ball to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. If you're jammed on a wood bat, it's a ground ball for sure. Yeah. With aluminum bat, you're likely to get it over the infield. So with a wood bat, you need to barrel it up a little bit more. Your bat speed has to be better.
So does that cause your swing to be more precise and repeatable so that you can make adjustments?
Just a little shorter and quicker to the ball. You got to get the ball out front of the plate. So, you have to start a little earlier for sure.
What percentage of guys would be playing with, and again, this is probably a bad question, but how many guys would be playing with a wood bat?
In college?
For the first time in this
here?
Yeah.
Probably 90% of them, like most conferences are aluminum bat.
Yeah.
There are only a few conferences, junior college conferences, that use a wood bat. So a lot of guys hit, during the season in the cages with a wood bat just to.
Okay, yeah.
But, in their leagues, they use a aluminum bat.
And is that one of the draws? Come play wood bat in the summer?
Yeah, everybody, this is real baseball, right, with a wood bat. I
Yeah.
mean, aluminum bat is still baseball, but, you get the correlation, especially if you want to be scouted or drafted, your numbers have to show good with a wood bat.
Carter Beck is getting a lot of headlines going down to the MLB Combine. I had never even heard of the MLB Combine until this season. Can you tell me what that process looks like for an MLB prospect?
That's a great honor for him to get invited to that combine for sure. Yeah, it's like all your top D1 guys and guys that are on the radar that get invited to this. So congratulations to him.
And is it? Nothing in life is guaranteed, right? But does that really improve your chances and your stock at being selected in the draft?
Yeah, absolutely, because you're there and others aren't. So you're going to get in front of some good eyes to get to see you play live.
And what are they watching for? Like, is it like a combine in football where you're going through a number of drills? So maybe you're going in the cage for a bit. Maybe you're showing arm strength, physical testing, so on and so forth. What are they going through?
Do a little bit of everything, and there'll also be a game, so you're going to see game situation, right? So
okay,
they're going to look at your speed, your arm strength, and stuff like that, how you run the outfield. So he's a good player. So congratulations to him.
Very cool. You got a stretch ahead of you, as you mentioned, not overnight trips, but you got Moose Jaw and then Weyburn for a couple of games, Swift Current 57s, and then you're hosting Moose Jaw this Saturday, so grab your tickets and see these players in action. Is the Trans-Canada Trophy still a thing this season?
I think so. I haven't heard much
I don't know.
rumble, but
I might need to look into
it
that.
still is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it still is.
Okay. See, that's what keeps the rivalries fun, especially when there's a trophy involved.
It's a big week for us, and we're not not big trips. You're home sleeping.
Big in the standings.
Yeah, big in the standings.
For sure.
You can jump up you win 4 games this week, you're in good shape,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly the season can fly by. So make sure you get out to Curry Field and take in a couple of these ball games and bring your spits. Rye Pothakos, thank you so much for doing this. Really appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it very much.